Well, I think the big thing is for iconic structures like that really become community assets more than just private assets, and to get the community behind it, to get all the various factions of the community, the county, city governments, et cetera, and to also get the people especially. I mean, we've had tremendous support here locally in Syracuse for our project, and that's made it much easier for the heavy lift, because these are very, very heavy lifts, these old buildings.
And Ed, I think with your efforts, you looked outside the box, and we're hoping for investors to help you out with this project. Did that come to fruition, and how important was that, and how important is that for a project like this?
Well, it's very important. I mean, the first thing is with tax credit projects such as this, you need to have an outside investor that comes in to take the tax credits and to get that. And we were very fortunate that, yes, we had a lot of interest in that, and those investors came in, they came to the table and anteed up. That helped us to get it done, along with all the support we got from the county and state governments.
Yeah, and the process, I know, was probably a difficult process, a lengthy process, similar to what's going on here in Utica. I know you faced some situations in which there was back taxes and lien holders and things like that, and this was saved really on the last hour.
It was. There had been a lot of deterioration in the property here, and a lot of leaks in the roof, as I say, my Swiss cheese roof that I used to have. And it was on its last legs. If we didn't get it pretty much dried in pretty soon, we were going to lose a lot of the historic spaces. And then at that point, it would become just cost prohibitive to do the work in here and save it. So we were literally at the last moment. You had to give the city a lot of credit for stepping up and getting it done to get possession of the property and get the project off the ground.
How many different proposals or ideas did you consider before landing on the one that you adopted there with regard to maybe apartments, multi-use complex, hotel? What did you consider? Lots of options?
I came in basically with the option that this was a hotel. It had always been a hotel. It always had been a very iconic structure for, the ballrooms to be used by the public and by the community. So I didn't really look at a lot of different options in terms of changing it from a hotel. I felt that if it was going to survive and it was going to flourish and it was going to go long term, that's the other thing that I think anyone that looks at redeveloping one of these projects needs to keep and make sure that it can sustain itself on a financial model. I looked at that and said the best financial model for this project was to leave it as a hotel, cut off the tower that was done in the 1980s. That was really made it too big. Get it to a manageable size. Get it renovated to a level where people are going to come here long term. They're going to stay here with a great room product, but they're also going to use the ballrooms as they have in the past, and that's sustainable across the board.
And no stranger to this game, to this business. You've been involved in the hotel and resort business for quite some time. What was this challenge like for you?
This was the heaviest lift I've done. I can definitely say that. I mean, from the standpoint of the complexity of the financing that went into the project to the amount of work and the complexity of the building. It was a building that was done in the 1920s. It had been renovated many, many times, and alterations. We didn't know everything we had until we opened it up. So both from a technical side and from a financial side, there was a lot of parts and pieces to get done and manage.
And what does the hotel look like now?
Well, we're putting it back together, which is the good news. We finally got done with the demolition, after quite a few months of cleanup and demo work. But right now, the rooms on the upper tower portion of the building, are all studded out. The mechanical electricals are roughed in. They'll be starting to do the interior gypsum board wall finishes here shortly. On the downstairs area and the public spaces, the plasterers have fixed all the decorative plaster moldings. A lot of the detail work has been repaired and put back in place, and we hope to have the decorative painters in here in the next week to 10 days to start. So just before the holiday or just after the holidays, we'll see them in here. And we've already approved all the mock-ups, so we know how it's going to be painted and how it's going to look. It's just a question of getting the production going. And from a standpoint of the major mechanical and electrical systems, we've got all those roughed in and in place. The head-end equipment, such as the boilers and the chillers, are all coming together. And then lastly, we've had such great weather. How often you get to go out and mow your grass in mid-December. We've been able to really get onto the outside of the building with Lupini, our masonry contractor doing the restoration from Utica area, and he's had a tremendous amount of progress to finish the restoration work on the building. So he's ahead of schedule and doing well, and I think the rest of the project seems to be hitting a great stride.
Yeah, I've seen the photographs. It looks great, and maybe you should just come here and fix Hotel Utica for us. Ed.
Any thought of that, Ed? One project at a time, or what?
It's a short ride, but give me a little time on this one.